Hey everyone, welcome to the Oasis Podcast. I'm your host, Miss AJ. Thanks for tuning in. An oasis is something that provides refuge, relief, or pleasant contrast, and that is exactly what you can find tuning into the Oasis Podcast. This will be a space where I and special guests will be cultivating intentional and honest conversations about life's journey. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe now. Also follow us on Instagram at the Oasis Podcast. That's TheOasis Podcast. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Oasis Podcast. Hope y'all are ready to have some intentional and honest conversation. So I have a special guest for you all. Love Shelly is here joining us for today's episode.
Hey.
And so before we get started, I just really wanted to thank everyone who listened to the first episode. I got so much love, so much feedback, really good, constructive, positive feedback and criticism as well from my tribe. And I'm super, super happy people are listening and they're sharing their information to others to listen to the podcast. So I want to thank everyone for that. So now back to our special guest, Miss Shelly. So introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, I'm Love Shelly. You can find me on Instagram at August_RN. I live in Brooklyn. I'm in my 30s and I'm single.
Aren't we all?
I'm trying not to be. I'm trying real hard.
All right, great. So, just checking in. So, how's everybody doing? How are you, Shelly? How's everything going?
It's going well. It's been an interesting week.
Interesting how?
It went to a what's it called again?
Speed dating.
A speed dating. That was very interesting. I met a lot of interesting people.
So you keep saying interesting. What do you mean by interesting?
It was just different characters, like just the mindset of the different guys that I met there.
So you care to elaborate? Because I too attended this speed dating event. It was called Cocoa Butters Love Speed Dating. So it was just for people of color. It was mainly for us heterosexual folk. But I thought the concept was really cool. So initially I was playing wingman for one of my friends who wanted to attend, and then I invited Love Shelly to attend with me because since she's never done one. So I personally thought it was cool. It was nice, but I've done it before, so I knew what to expect. So it was kind of, I guess, more comfortable for me. So how was it for you?
It was slightly I was kind of nervous because I'm not the kind of person who likes to approach. I would prefer to be approached.
Okay. Well, so what about the guys? You kept saying that they were interesting. So what about them?
I would ask them certain questions about career and what their interests. I feel like if a guy doesn't know what his career goals are, how is he supposed to know what is he looking for in a woman?
That's interesting.
Because those are the basic things that you tend to think about as you get older.
Yeah, which is true. But they were like guys from like different age groups though, right? Some of the guys were like super young.
I feel like some of them were kind of probably mid-20s.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you get to that around mid-20s, you should have idea, at least if it's not clear idea, you should have a path of where you want to set yourself to.
Okay, talking about path, that actually helps us dive into the theme of today's episode, which is Thank You Next. So I know most of you might have heard the Ariana Grande song, Thank You Next, and even the theme song of this podcast is that song, and I love that song. That song just resonates with me in a way. And though, she's talking about her exes in the song, that's not what I pulled from it. It's more so about the fact that she experienced, these different relationships and these different people, but she pulled the positive from it as opposed to focusing on the negative. And she expresses that those experiences made her who she is currently. And I loved
self-growth.
Yes, and I loved that message. And I know some people are probably thinking about the X part, but that's not what I heard when I listened to it. And I love that. And honestly, that coincides with the theme that I have for myself this year, which for me, 2019 is the year of honoring myself, which kind of goes perfectly with last year, which was my theme of growth. And um, I just thought it was I think the song is beautiful. I think she did a great job with it. And I think it was a positive message, and how she delivered it, I think, was really creative. There's a positive message for those of us, who are single, and just maybe self-evaluating, maybe evaluating the relationships we've been in to kind of figure out, what's going on. And instead of playing the blame game, it's like pulling what you could from it, right? So that you can better yourself moving forward. And I really, really, really like that. And so that's what I really want to talk about this year. Yeah, it's March, but it's still very early on in the year. It's only 3 months in and a few days into March as it is right now. Kind of, what is your, theme for the year, Shelly? Like, what are you hoping for this year?
I'm hoping for growth in my career. That's number one. More money.
Money's always nice.
I'm hoping for love, finding love, not just any kind of love, but that genuine love. I'm hoping for financial growth, which is why I'm going towards for better job in my career. And overall, just self-growth, like becoming a better version of me.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. So in the beginning of the year, so my 2019, my new year started in February, because like January, I was still in 2018, doing some 2018 things. So it took me a little while to create my vision board, which I love to do. I've done for the past few years. And I also write out a list of intentions. So I don't do resolutions per se. I think intentions for me are just deeper in a way. And I'm able to, when I have that time and a moment to kind of meditate and really, really process, it helps me focus my thoughts and in my meditation. So I write a list of intentions. So this year it took me a little longer to kind of write these things out, because I did carry in some 2018 things into the year, so I had to really sort that out, get that out the way, and then focus on 2019. So when I did complete the vision board, I'm like, one, is super creative and artistic, which is visually nice to look at, and that's a thing that I really enjoy about the vision boards. It's that it's not just writing, and so you can really be creative. But two,
I need to create that myself.
Yeah,
I feel like if you don't see it, you're not gonna be able to go towards it.
Exactly.
Because I could be thinking about it, and if you don't see it, you're not gonna do it.
You're absolutely right. Last year, and this is why I have what in my bedroom next to the mirror that I look in every day, when I'm getting ready for work, is literally my inspiration wall, is what I call it. So I have my vision board. I have my
It's kind of like a reminder, like stay focused,
exactly.
do it.
Sometimes we get lost, right, during the day. Every day, get up, do this, do that, and then
you get distracted by not just from your everyday people around you. You get distracted, and when you need to you need to put your goals together and look at it and see if it's actually making sense to you. Oh, you're making the right moves to get to that goal.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have like a list of daily reminders, kind of affirmations that I give myself, and then I have my list of intentions. So I have like intentions for my professional life, for love, for professional life, personal. I have some miscellaneous things that I like to accomplish, and then I also have like financial travel goals, which is something new that I added this year. But the vision board, exactly what you said. Like last year when I did it, it really was helpful, because just like what you said, when I was feeling kind of like lost a little bit, I was like, oh wait, and I'll look at it and go, oh
You remind yourself that this is what I'm going for.
Yeah, it actually
Don't
did
give
help.
up.
Yeah, it really did help. It really did. And even the list of intentions, mine's is kind of like a checklist. And so periodically I'll look, I'm like, oh yeah, and I'll look through it and I'm like, oh, I did this, and then check it off. And so you feel like you're making progress, you know?
The first time I heard about the vision board, I thought it was kind of corny. I know I'm not the only person who thought it was corny, but it actually makes sense. If you see something, you're gonna go for it. You have to be able to see your vision in order for you to go towards it.
Absolutely.
And some people, it's hard for them to see their vision unless they put it down.
Yep.
And visualize it, and then try to make a plan to go towards it.
Yep, absolutely. And I even do this with the girls that I work with, the teenage girls that I do some part-time work with. So I have them create a vision board for their year as well, for their goals. And I have them, I give them all the supplies and everything, and I have to put it up. And so, like, when they're, going through whatever, they completed theirs earlier than I did. I even finished mine, but they completed theirs. Looking at it. And so periodically when I meet with them, and I'm like, oh, have you looked at the vision board or whatever? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, so how does it make you feel when you look at it? Like, oh, it reminds me of this, or it makes me feel, kind of keep the courage or whatever,
It keeps you from it stops you from procrastinating in a way. Yep. If you like, okay, you're up to, like, if you made it on January, and then you see it in maybe say August, and you realize, oh crap, I didn't get to do all the things that I needed to do. Let me hurry up and try to get these things done. It helps you not procrastinate. Like if you say, oh, I'm gonna take 12 classes this year and try to complete 60 credits before the end of whatever. It helps you. It helps you motivate yourself to get things done.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is that it's not just focused on one goal. It's focused on many goals that lead to a bigger picture, right? So you see how this one thing connects to that thing. So if you don't really work on this thing, it's going to be tougher to get to here. But you can see the bigger picture in front of you right there.
Is it? Because I don't have one. Is it more for like short-term goal, or is it a long-term goal board?
It could be both. It's whatever you want. For me, my short terms add on to my long term, if that makes sense. So what I do is I focus on what I want to accomplish in 2019. But so, for example, one of my goals is to find a love that's genuine, right? But something that's healthy. So that's a short term goal, because clearly I'm not in a relationship yet. So I need to find a partner.
That's a long term
goal. But then I also have there to create and build, my Black family, right? So one does tie into the next, because me finding the right partner that's going to give me a healthy, genuine, real love is going to tie into building this Black family that I want to build and create, right? So there's a short term that leads into a long term. So I'm doing this one so that I can get to that, right? And then I have like building wealth. So then I'll put down by the end of this year how much money I want to make. And then I also have finding a job, or finding a career that makes me happy, that makes me feel free, whatever. So one thing does lead into the next. So that's how I create mine. People do theirs differently, but it's up to you. It's your thing.
So after you build the vision board, do you make a plan for each goal? Like, do you put that aside, like a different separate?
I do. I don't know if other people do.
Because it doesn't. I mean, it makes sense to make the goal, but it doesn't make sense if you don't plan it out and put how you're going to get to that goal.
You absolutely right. I do. I don't know what other people do. So this is why I have my intentions list, because I break it down as per category. Like I told you, a category is a professional life. Then it's personal. So then it's love. I sit there and I write down the different pieces and things I would like to accomplish, right? So let's say for love, and it ties into like finding a partner in a relationship that's real, to build a Black family. But then the first thing is to find, to foster a friendship.
Or going out more.
Yes, or going
to speed dating. Correct. Going to events that you don't normally go to.
Right. You got to push. Yep. Exactly.
That's the way of going towards that love goal.
Exactly.
Finding love.
So it's not just, for me, it's not just creating a vision, but some people that might be all they need. But for me, I need to break it down so that I can actually, like, when I'm feeling in a funk or whatever, just go and be like, read it, like, oh yeah. I did say I was going to do this. Yeah, let's do that. Because then I can look at the vision board now and be like, oh yeah, because there's bigger goal here I'm trying to get to. So I have travel goals too, same thing, travel to X amount of times a year, travel to these places. And on the vision board, I just have pictures of destinations I want to get to, pictures of just nice pictures of islands or just cities or places I want to go to, but then I break it down.
But you also have to give yourself a time limit, because I know me, I'm a procrastinator. If you don't give me a time limit, I'm going to sit there pretend like not pretend, but I'm going to say, I'll do it later, I need a time limit. So I need, like, for instance, if when it comes to career, I would probably set a time every day where I go online and apply to jobs. I'll force myself to go online and apply to jobs. If I don't give myself a time limit or give myself a time during the day where I could actually focus on that one goal, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep saying I'm gonna do it. That's my goal. So and I'm not gonna do it.
You have to know yourself. So that's also part of it. Like, even just in the process of even creating the vision board, it makes you stop and think. You know what I'm saying? Because you cutting out stuff from magazines and whatever, but then you got to piece it together to make sense to you. That takes thought. And so then you're really going, oh man, yeah, I do want to do that. Oh man, how would I get that done? So it does help you do that, but it doesn't feel like work, because it feels like you're doing an arts and crafts thing, right? Like a little kid again, like kind of the cutting and pasting and gluing with markers. Like, it's fun, but it's also important.
So what about guys who are not really into the vision board? What do you say about them? Like, how do you help them make a goal for that year?
I mean, I'm no expert in this. This is all personal exploration. I think everyone should find what suits them.
What works for them.
Right. Everyone should find what works for them. There's no one size fits all. I am a strong believer, though, that you should write things down. Right?
Because men think things differently from women. We more into details and trying to find find details. With them, they have to actually see it. But most men are not going to sit there and make a vision board for themselves.
Which is also true. But I think I'm pretty sure there's some guys who might. But again, writing things down. And if you're not a pen and paper type person, we have notes on our phones. You know what I'm saying? Where you can sit there, and when a thought comes to you, oh man, all right, let me type this up, or just let me write this down. Or I guess
you could set an alarm on your phone to
remind you to do things. That's true. Or even something like, if they are visual but they don't want to sit there,
put an alarm to give yourself time to say, I'm a good person. Like, just
affirmations.
Affirmations. Yep. Tell yourself that I'm a good person. I work hard. I like to give. I like to make people around me happy. I like to give to my family. Or put a time of the day where you say, I'm gonna focus on trying to find love or eat healthy. You could do that on your phone also.
You can definitely, I mean, there's so many apps that can do things like that. So definitely finding something like that. Me personally, I like memes, right? I love screenshotting things from Facebook and Instagram. And sometimes when I write notes, depending on whatever topic, not like whatever the theme is, the topic for the notes, like I have tons of notes on my phone, I'll like insert the memes in there. So if I need workout motivation, I'll go and look at the memes or like look at whatever I screenshotted. So it could be the same thing of like career motivation. Find memes, because we are always on, like, most of us are always on our phones, always on social media.
Oh, but you could
put these memes in there to be like, oh yeah.
Or for men, they could put like a screenshot of a person that they want to look like. Like, for instance, if
it's a fitness goal.
Fitness goal.
Correct. Right.
I know some women do that. Like, they'll put a picture of a girl who they think is attractive.
Similar body type, or they would like to have their, exactly. So I do things like that, like little affirmations to remind myself, to keep moving, to keep staying positive. And so that's a visual thing they could do without cutting and pasting necessarily, right? You're just using your phone, and you can go on there from time to time to look at. So that could be another suggestion of a vision board. Cutting and pasting is not anyone's thing. But, like, the theme for me this year was honoring myself. And so last year was a theme. The theme was, growth. So last year was a very tumultuous year for me personally. Lost my grandma. Finally broke away from a kind of in and out 4+ year relationship, literally a few days after my grandma passed. And so I felt that those experiences helped me really flourish as an individual. And I really started the process of self-exploration a little before then, but that kind of catapulted me forward in a lot of ways, because now I was really, really single now, newly single, and I knew I had no intentions of going back to that relationship, so then my mindset changed there, and then, and so it was growth in so many ways, like losing someone I was super close to, kind of family dynamic changing because of that. And I spent most of the year just really trying to figure out how to move forward, how to just be, I guess, if that makes any sense. How about you? How was your 2018 in a nutshell, Shelly?
It's starting off pretty slow. I feel
2018.
18?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, 2018 was rough. I mean, I travel more than I usually would. Mm-hmm. I broke out of my shell a little bit, because I'm terrified of airplanes. I'm terrified of, I think I'm kind of terrified of new things. Yeah. I might be. I think I might be.
It's a common thing for me too. Oh, it was. Yeah.
Like, I'm afraid of change. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I kind of get anxiety when I see something different. Like, I don't know how to approach it kind of way.
Yep. That sounds like me too.
Yeah. So it was good. I mean, it started off rough, but I'm proud of myself that I was able to finally get on an airplane, even after all these years. I've always said I was afraid of airplanes, but I'm proud of myself that I actually went on one and didn't freak out the way I would have thought. I thought I would have freaked out. Yeah. And I used, like, techniques during the ride to, like, breathe in, breathe out, think about where I'm going, not where I'm at right now. I think I did pretty well last year. Last year was it was bad. It wasn't bad, but it started off rough, but it was pretty good.
Okay. Did you feel like you accomplished the things you set out, or did you even set out any goals really for last year?
My goal last year was to better my career. I'm just more nowadays. I'm just focusing on my career. I want to be at the highest point of my career. I want to get more education, have a better education. I want to be the best in my career. I want to be able to say that I grew from where I've started from in the beginning, which was as a student. I want to be able to get more education. I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
Okay. So how about your 2019 thus far?
It's similar to what I had last year. I want to do more traveling, even though I'm terrified. If someone tell me to go, I'm probably going to say no, but I really want to go. Finding a new job, because right now the job that I have is not, I don't feel like I'm growing within it. Go for my master's. Okay. I really want that. I want to go back to school. I know all that's not going to happen in 1 year, but it's something to think about. It's something that I'm going towards this year.
Start mapping that out. Yeah.
Hopefully, I want to save up money to get my own place. I want to have I just want to have something that's my own. I don't want to have to not deal, but, like, depend on others. That's my goal for this year. And another thing, I'm gonna try not to think about how other people's gonna feel if I do something. Because I tend to do that. Like, if all my actions are based on how the other person is gonna feel, and I notice that when other people don't do that for me, they don't think about how I feel. They just do. They just do things.
Absolutely.
And I feel like I need to start doing that for myself, because I'm not growing if I don't do that.
You're absolutely right. So it sounds like you're doing some honoring yourself this year too. Honestly,
I'm always.
Yeah. No, it's you're absolutely right. I think last year I did a lot of that too in some ways. Like I don't know if you probably feel different about this. Like I feel in some ways people probably think that I always kind of just do my own thing, but I really do think about other people a lot when I do stuff. People probably might not realize that, but I do. And I think last year, because our family had such a huge loss, I really put I processed my pain, but I did it alone. And
I feel like I did the same thing. I processed my pain alone.
Yeah, but I felt like I was like, I had to be there for, like I had to be there for my mom, and just, like you know what I mean? Like I just felt that I put a lot of myself out in a way that was to help me too. But I think now because of that, it created a structure that didn't allow me, then, because I'm not doing it now, that didn't allow me to really fully say my real feelings and my real thoughts and things like that. And just outside of the the family piece, I started the process to honor myself, but it wasn't fully. Like I was being extra considerate of people's thoughts and feelings, because I wanted to grow as an individual.
That's just me in general. That's me every day.
I was being extra considerate of people, I think, on purpose. And I think, especially late last year, getting into like this little pseudo thing that I was in, made me really realize, like, nah, like I'm done kind of just solely focusing on other people and their feelings, especially if they're not taking that time and attention to give me the same. And so and it's not to say that I was letting people walk over me. Like, that's not what I mean. It's just, I just was being extra considerate. Like, I don't know, I guess my heart opened up extra in a way. And because of that, when it was time for me to say something or do something that was just strictly for me, I second guessed myself, I doubted myself, or I was like, I'll be fine, or I'll be okay. Let me just do this for this person, or let me just be there for that person. And yeah, this year, not to say I'm going to be like mean or anything, but I'm just going to make sure I want to do it for me.
It's giving yourself time to be yourself,
and enjoy myself and what I want for me, not how, like what you said, thinking about, but this person might. It's okay. Like I was there for this person this year. Now in 2018, now in 2019, I'm gonna be here for me.
Because after a while, you keep being there for the person. The person's not giving you anything for you to give you space to be there for yourself.
Yeah.
You might have to just take that time. Just take it. Don't think about what the person is feeling, or just take it.
Yeah, for sure. But last year wasn't terrible at all. It started out terrible, I ain't gonna lie. Like them first few months were bad for me. But it blossomed into this. I gained a sense of peace that I never ever felt before. I never felt before. I can't even say in a long time. I never felt it. So the latter part of the year, like connecting with family and just friends on a different level, you really see when you go through stuff who's there for you, and just it was really eye-opening, and I grew so much. I did grow a lot. This year, I want to honor myself. I want to honor my feelings. I want to honor my thoughts. I want to just really be there for me, without really being worried or concerned about others' thoughts and feelings. Again, not being inconsiderate of other people, but being more considerate of myself, if that makes any sense. But one lesson I did learn last year is I had my intentions list, doing all the prayers, doing all the meditating. And the universe, I guess I've been blessed in a lot of ways that a lot of the stuff that I put my mind to, I seem to be able to accomplish. And so I was getting some things, I was getting the little things I was asking for, travel more, boom, did that, cool. Spend more time with family that I love, yeah, boom, we did that. But then like the largest stuff, I was seeing, like as I was getting closer to those goals, I started getting scared. Like I started like
panicking,
retracting, right, and panicking. And that was eye-opening for me. Like, I was like, yo, but you've been praying for this stuff.
I kind of felt when I was in school.
Yeah.
As I got towards my goal, when I realized I'm actually getting to that goal, I'm like,
freaking out, right?
Am I really meant for that goal? Like, why? I've been going for this goal for so long, and I'm looking for ways out.
Yeah.
After I finally reached the finishing line, why am I looking for ways out? This is what I wanted for all these years.
It's a weird space to be in, right? Like mentally, I think it's a weird space to be in. And so what I've added this year is not only
it's kind of like a relationship thing too.
Yeah.
That people do that in relationships.
I know I do. I'm not gonna front.
They look for ways out when something is going well too well, and they try to find a way to exit.
Yeah.
Like they'll cheat.
Self-sabotaging.
Yeah,
for sure.
They'll cheat. They'll do anything they can to get themselves out, even if it's going very well. And then you thinking it's you think the partner's thinking it's them I did something wrong to you.
Yeah.
It's not them. It's just that they can't. Yeah. It's not normal for them to have happiness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Which is also very true. Very common theme. But for me, and I was like, yo, nah. When I realized that, I mean, I guess I'm introspective and I'm self-aware like that. I was able to like go, whoa, what are you doing? So for me, this year, another part of what I'm focusing on is not only taking the time to meditate and pray on what I want, but also making sure I ready myself for the things that I'm praying for, right? So not saying, oh, I want to get a job that I'm making X amount of money. And then when the job comes,
I'm self-doubting.
Like, yeah, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to be able to do this. Nah, like, no. I'm not.
Well, I'm not good enough for this job.
Correct. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. Why did you sit here and put all this energy into this thought and this goal and then turn around? And that's like certain things like that I realized I was doing. And so this year I'm like, nah, I'm going to do something. I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to pray for it. I'm going to put the intention out. But I'm also going to say, please ready me for it. Help me get there. Like, because it just doesn't make sense.
Another way of self-sabotaging is procrastination. Like you'll have something good and then you'll procrastinate and not doing things on time.
I'm not really a procrastinator. That's never been my thing, to be honest.
I'll talk myself out of stuff.
I'll talk myself out of it, like be negative thinking. Or at least I used to be more so like that, but I've never procrastinated. As soon as I made my mind up of if I wanted something, I'll be like, all right, boom, how I'm gonna do it, and then I do it. I don't really procrastinate like that, to be honest. But I understand that, yeah, like I know people who are procrastinators, so I get it. Yeah, so
psyching yourself out of it, procrastinating, saying, "Oh, I could do that later. I could do that. It's easy. I could do that later." But you're actually hurting yourself more when you procrastinate.
Yeah. So in thinking about this theme and this episode, it brings me back to in my 20s. Sometime I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I got a tattoo of a Sankofa. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's an Ashanti and Dinkra symbol. And it's from the Twi language of Ghana. And it means to go back and fetch it. So the meaning behind the symbol is that we must look back to the past so that we may understand how we became what we are and move forward to a better future. From time to time, so I have it tattooed on me. And from time to time, I'll look at it and it helps me remember. I know at the time, almost all my tattoos when I got them, they were like for a reason. Maybe I was going through something. This particular one helps me remind myself.
That's the one on your back?
It's on my side. It looks the ones that look kind of like a little heart kind of shape.
Oh, and it's kind of twirls at the end, twirls outwards.
Yeah. And in doing this episode, boom, it just jumped into my head, and it does from time to time because technically it's saying if you don't know where you've been, you ain't gonna know where you're going. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely true. And thinking about this episode, especially,
for people who don't know their past.
Yeah,
you don't know how. If you don't know your past, how would you know where you're going?
Right. And that takes introspection, right? That takes time. You have to sit there and think about stuff. That takes maybe researching. That takes talking to people. It takes effort.
Not knowing your history.
Correct. And I think that's important for those of us, who are listening, and maybe you haven't done a vision board. Maybe you haven't really thought about what you want to accomplish this year for whatever reason. No one's judging. Like, our lives are different. Maybe, thinking about, if you can't think about what you want moving forward, how about kind of thinking about your past? Process what's happened before, because that will help guide
prepare
light.
you for the future.
Exactly, for what might come moving forward. So for those of us, who are in the process of still figuring things out, definitely look up the Sankofa and take that time. Really take that time to think about the past so that you can really know how you are moving, not only in the present, but then in the future as well. Okay, so let's move to the next segment of what's new, what's happening. So Black History Month just ended, and we had quite an interesting month of things.
Everything was terrible for us.
Child, listen, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, it was just like almost every day was something, right? Like, so it was the Jussie Smollett thing. It was R. Kelly.
I don't know. The Jussie what's his name?
Smollett.
Smollett.
I think I don't know if that's how he pronounces his name. But yeah.
And in a way, I was kind of hoping he wasn't lying.
Man,
I had a mixed feeling for that whole thing.
Me too.
I didn't want him to lie. Honestly, I didn't want it to come out as a lie, because that makes us look like
so bad.
Yeah.
Just altogether. Like, when I first heard it, like, I tend to do that with a lot of things. I don't pay attention to it. Like, I hear it and I go, okay, whatever, and I'll just move on, because I tend to want to hear more. Like, I want to hear what else comes. Sometimes it comes out and disappears, so I'm like, all right, I don't have to give energy.
The part that really was weird to me is when he said, I'm the gay Tupac. That was just kind of odd to me when he said that.
So, yeah.
And then when he said, I fought back, but there wasn't much injury. Was it how much did he?
Supposedly it was two guys, but then it looked like he only had like a scratch or something on his face.
He was strangled, they said?
Yeah, that they attempted to strangle him, and I think he said like they punched him and stuff
from
like
my
that.
perspective, wouldn't he have like bruises on his neck?
I don't know.
He would have a lot more severe injuries.
Maybe. Okay. So I heard these things and I was like, that's messed up. Like, that was my first thought. That's pretty messed up. But then in hearing more details, you're like, okay. Like, that's a little odd. But then I was like, but why would somebody lie about that, right? That was my thing. Why would somebody lie? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I have my little guilty pleasure. I watch Empire, okay? And so maybe I was thinking about him as the individual on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking about the character.
I was thinking about the character. Like, nah, he don't
could have been.
He
was not lying.
Yeah, but
I think a lot of people was thinking that same way too.
Him lying was never a thought in my head. It was kind of like, yo, that's real messed up, But then as details started popping up, I'm like, that don't make sense. Like, what? Like, but then now I'm like, first of all, as a black gay man, like, why would you cry wolf in that way? Like,
he said that he was unhappy with his income. That? Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't hear it straight from his mouth.
I heard that too, but I didn't know if he said that. Yeah,
I didn't hear it because the people be lying. I heard that. This is what the news is saying, that he is tired of he's not happy with his income with with the show. But why would you want to? That's another thing of self-sabotaging. Instead of speaking to the people who are responsible for your income, you go and do something like this that could completely terminate you from your career. Why would you do something like that?
Because I'm in the mental health field. My brain
that does sound like a mental health problem.
My brain tends to skew on that angle. And even when I kind of mentioned it, my colleagues and I, we talked about it a little bit. We were like, you know what, maybe he was having an episode. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
And in a way, he kind of wanted to feel important too, because when he said, "I'm the gay Tupac," or "I fought back," that sounds a level of attention. That sounded like he was looking for a popularity kind of thing. Like, he wanted to be popular.
So yeah, two angles I was looking at it as was mental health wise, right? Okay, maybe something deeper is going on. That's literally what I said. I was like, maybe something's going on. Like, why would you go through so much length to to such lengths to kind of create and fabricate this story and bring these and other people in and do all that. And then other piece was like, okay, let's be real, right? Was it what's that? What they say? Any publicity is good publicity or something like that.
Looking
so he
for
probably
attention.
thinking, right? Oh, regardless if it's true or not, I get caught or not, my name is out there, so people gonna hear me, and he wants that attention.
But he was already having that. He was already having
Maybe
that
he
attention.
didn't feel it was big enough. And again, like I did hear what you said about, you know, he wasn't being paid. Or so I also heard something about like they were gonna cut his character or something like that.
No, they loved him on the show.
I don't know. Again, there was so many different people talking about it in so many different ways. So I'm like, okay,
even
maybe
after
he was trying to show them I'm worth it.
Even after they heard about him doing that, they still kept him going with the show until he got arrested.
Yeah, I feel like, yo, I don't even know.
I feel like that's self-sabotaging. I feel like maybe he felt like instead of maybe that was the excuse that he was unhappy with his pay. Maybe he felt like it was too much for him.
Again, it mental health wise, right? Maybe the fame or whatever stress was doing too much for him, and he just concocted this story to escape it. Maybe so. Maybe he would probably use this to take a break or something. Maybe he felt he couldn't ask. There's so many questions, but it's like
nobody knows but him. Yeah. Nobody knows what's going through his mind but him.
Yeah,
he probably don't understand why he did it.
It's unfortunate though. I think that was I mean, I guess I would look at things kind of.
He messed up everybody's paycheck, not just his. Because they had to work around him.
Right.
The season finale is not done yet. They haven't recorded that yet.
Oh, they haven't?
I don't think so, no.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know how that works. But, oh, wow. I mean.
When is the season over? In March?
It's not over yet. But, yeah. It's definitely not over yet.
But it has to be pre-recorded before they air it.
I thought they, like.
No, I don't think they did it.
Ahead of, way ahead of time. They did, record the whole season and then they let it out little by little.
They still haven't finished.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he messed up everybody's paycheck. It's not only his.
Yeah, they gotta work harder now to
find a way to come up with a new plot. How they're gonna end the season. Yeah. And even if he does come out of this without any punishment, people gonna look at him funny. Who's gonna want to work with him?
And that's the thing. Like, why would you do that? And then get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. Like, come on. Like,
and all the things that he did was like. It didn't make
questionable.
Like the letter he made, the supposed allegedly. Let me just say allegedly, he made a letter to himself, a threatening letter. That even looked like it was. It had like a cartoon character on it.
I heard something about that briefly, but I didn't.
It just looked weird in itself. Like
again, I'm very conscious of what I ingest, so I don't read all things.
I'm always looking on Instagram.
Yes, I don't do it all the time, to be honest with you, because I just don't. It does something to me as an individual, so I don't like ingest into many things. But so yeah, certain things I saw and I didn't dive further. But yeah, that's so unfortunate. But then at least I guess a win in a way is that R. Kelly is going to jail. Well, he got arrested.
Man was supposed to go to jail a long time ago since he married Aaliyah. Yeah,
about that. I mean, but he's out now because somebody bailed him out.
No, they were doing GoFundMe. They did a GoFundMe. His fans did a GoFundMe to help him get out of jail.
I don't even know.
And I feel like it's mostly. It's not even. I don't think it's the young people. It's the older folks, the older women who are his fans. That's the ones who are in their 50s.
So crazy to me.
The ones who are in their 40s who still. But in their generation, that stuff was normal to them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole rabbit hole we could jump into. I don't even want to get into that deep because there's been so much conversation about that already. But what I do want to highlight is one, they finally got some new charges. You know what I mean? They got new evidence, new tapes.
I think it's a new tape of him abusing.
He's actually saying certain things and like it's clear, right? Before it wasn't. This one seemed clear cut, right? So
I think he had those stuff already. Just that people weren't paying any attention to it. They were looking past it. But because he was still putting out music. He was still
he was saying stuff like that. But that was like you could always say, oh, that was a creative lens, a creative perspective. But now these videos, from what I'm understanding, it's clearly him. It's clearly his face. He's clearly saying this is this person of this particular age.
They found a mold on his back. That's how they know it was him.
Right. So now it's really hard to deny or whatever. So we'll see.
All they gotta do in court is just
because that could take years to kind of go through that problem. But then again, he's not rich like that no more. So maybe he's not able to like fight it in court, like drag it out, have lawyers to drag it out.
Is he in court?
No, he's out right now. He's out on bail, from what I understand. But anyway, I'm gonna take that as a win. I'm gonna say we got at least that checked off. For Black History Month.
He was already off my list a long time ago.
True that. And
he was not part of
every
Black
time
History.
now songs come on Pandora or my playlist, I gotta be like next.
But yeah, he does have some good songs. I can't
support that craziness, huh?
He does have some good songs. That's
but
hard.
I can't support that. Like,
but he's not the only Black person who has good music out there. We can't just say, "Oh, our music is done. Our history is done." There's plenty of other Black artists we could still play.
Plenty. You're right.
There's Luther Vandross. There's a whole bunch of them.
Teddy Pendergrass. Like, there's so many people. Yeah,
there's Marvin Gaye. That's a classic. There's a whole bunch.
People making excuses.
There's Boyz II Men.
And that's a deeper thing. Maybe another episode we'll talk about just this trauma that we perpetuate through generations. But we're not even going to get into that just yet. That's probably a little too deep for this episode. But yeah, you're absolutely right with that. So, I mean, I'm not necessarily too versed on this controversy. And this is not exactly Black History related, but it happened this month. The whole, what is her name? Khloe. Is it Khloe, right?
Khloe Kardashian.
Khloe and the girl, what's her name?
Jordan Woods.
So, you and I have talked about this before. We've had our own debates about it or whatever. But was it now that what's her name? Jordan came. She did an interview at the Red Table. She did the Red Table with Jada Pinkett Smith. And I watched it and I listened to it.
Oh, you did?
I did. I listened to it.
I didn't think you were gonna listen to it.
You sent it to me, so I listened to it. I did. Yeah, you sent it on Instagram. Oh, look at you.
My brain is all over the place.
You be sending all kinds of stuff, so you forget. So I listened to it and I was like, honestly. Here's the thing. She sounds believable.
She sounds okay.
She sounds believable. My whole thing is this. I have my opinions on this thing. I don't know these people, so I don't really care that much.
Well, I kind of follow them all.
Right. So you probably more invested and you probably know a little bit more. But me, I don't care. Me, I'm literally looking at the facts of things, strictly looking at it logically. I think that you should throw both of people away. That's what I said when we talked about it. And it's for different reasons for that. For her, Jordan being a friend, her not really, and now knowing this new piece when she came out and said whatever, she still lied, right? Regardless if it was her complete fault of what happened or not, I think she should have been honest because it would have maybe turned out a little bit different. It would have been less stressful. It would have been less hurtful in some ways. That's one. But two, he is still guilty. He's done this. He's known for this. He definitely needs to be thrown away. Like, kicked all the way away. He should have been thrown away. Yeah, like, she needs to toss him in the air and take a nice swift kick. And I feel like
if she done that in the beginning, this wouldn't have happened.
But then you also sent us that video about, I don't know who that lady was, but talking about the history of the Kardashians.
I believe, what's her name? Lovely T?
Or something like that. Listen, and like I listened to that. There's some things I didn't know about, but then some things that I forgot
Khloe has a history of taking her,
and when she mentioned
her friends, ex-man, whatever it is to them.
Kylie did it too.
The whole damn family does it.
So now I'm like, that's karma. That's karma. Like, not that it's right, but it's karma. So yeah, so then now I guess I can understand your perspective a little bit. But me personally as an individual, I'm good on both of them still. But it is karma.
She said she didn't sleep with
nothing further happened. It literally was some kiss.
And it was a surprise. She said it was a surprise kiss. I guess he
initiated it.
I guess he got the wrong idea. The wrong idea because she had her leg over him.
Yeah.
So he probably thought that was a green light for him to just go ahead and maybe she wants me, let me kiss her.
Yeah.
My thing is she should have never been there in the first place. She's completely wrong. She's completely wrong for even being there that late at night. Mm-hmm. I understand she didn't know where she was going at the time. But once you realize that that's where you were, wouldn't you be like, okay, it's kind of late. I don't want. I'm in the social media. I'm famous. People are gonna get the wrong idea. He's already a person who's like to cheat on his women's. Why am I here? I shouldn't be here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She should have left.
She made bad decisions. She did. And she's young. She made bad decisions.
She said she was already not intoxicated, but she was already drinking.
She said she was
She had friends. Yeah. They were all, wanted to hang out. So she's like, okay, let me just go to that person's house. Mm-hmm. But once you get there, the first thing I would think is, I don't know. I don't want people thinking that something's going on between me and him, or that I'm being sneaky. I'm here without the family.
Personally, you can't control what other people do, but she should have because she said that
she should have stayed away. If she gotta go to the house, she should have stayed away from him.
What happened. What though? I think where she was wrong is when they asked her when she got home, "Oh, how was the party?" or whatever. She should have been like, "Look, let me tell you what happened." And like she should have said, "He kissed me. That's it. Listen, I didn't kiss him back." Like that's what happened. I think she should have said it to absolve herself. Be like,
but when you're in that moment, you scared.
Of course, I get being scared, but then it's the era of social media. You know, people taking pictures, people taking videos. People probably was watching them the whole night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think either way, if she said it or not, they would have still thought she was trying to get him. I feel like when a woman is already on her last straw with a man and somebody add extra news to it, no matter how many times you tell the news, they're gonna have that same idea.
But then it seems like she blaming her though. That's
she
the
is
part
blaming
that
her.
was like, sis,
she said
that's dumb.
She said that you're lying. You're the reason why my family is broken.
Oh my gosh, that's the part I was like, come on, girl. And then but Jessie Wu, the Jessie Wu video was hilarious. Jessie, you didn't watch that? Jessie was like, yo, sis, he don't want you. He's doing everything to show you that he does not want you. And you keep over here attacking these women. And she was like, well, which was a little messed up, Jessie, but she's a comedian. But she was just like, does he need to sleep with Caitlyn for you to realize?
Yeah, you need to fuck Caitlyn in the ass for you to realize he don't want you. That was
a little bit much. But
no, she's right, though.
Like,
what is he going to do for you to realize it?
Blame? Like, make him accountable. And that's why he going to keep doing this. Like, clearly he don't want you.
From my perspective, from what I'm taking from Chloe, is that whatever he does, she's going to accept it.
That's unfortunate. That's sad for her. I'm sorry. I feel bad for her.
Instead of teaching her daughter, don't take any bullshit from no man, even if it's your own father, she's teaching him it's okay to shit on your mother and still take it back.
Yeah, it's true.
He embarrassed her so many times. What is he to do for her to realize he don't want her?
I don't know. You're right. It's unfortunate.
He did that to his last girlfriend. His last girlfriend, he cheated on her. Well, she was pregnant. I don't know if he cheated. I don't know if they're broken up. But she was pregnant with his child, and he was running around with Chloe. And Chloe knew that she was pregnant with his child.
Yeah, and she did that thing I heard to Trina. She took what's his name?
According to French Montana, he said he was single. I guess they were fucking.
I guess.
Maybe they were.
But were they living together?
I don't know. I don't know his. I didn't even know they were dating. To be honest,
I didn't know that either.
I just know about him and Chloe. I didn't know they were dating. But in his mind, he was single. I guess they had a sexual relationship together, and I feel like maybe Trina felt like friends should have crossed that boundary. If I had him, you shouldn't go around and go and mess around him too, kind of thing. Like if you're my friend, don't go and mess with my leftovers.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was hella messy. But whatever.
For me, I believe Jordan.
I don't think she's lying either.
I don't know.
I didn't get that vibe. I don't know. That's just me. Lying. I didn't get that vibe. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think
she said she didn't have. There was no sex. There was no nothing months prior. There was because they would have had evidence. This is Hollywood. She's already famous. She's Kylie's best friend. They're gonna look into her. Somebody would have seen them.
Yeah.
They would have had pictures of something. All of it is he say, she say kind of thing.
Anyway, moving on, because we could talk about that all day. Some more, just personally, I think disgusting things happening, in these schools. I don't understand what these teachers are doing. So they playing runaway slaves games. They're taking trips to pick cotton. Okay, what the heck?
My question is: a teacher black or white? That's important to ask. I need to know.
But from what I'm understanding, they're like white schools or white teachers. From what my understanding, and I think that's probably what makes it worse.
Was it a predominantly black class, or was it predominantly white?
They pinpointed the black students. So for the runaway slave game, they made the black students, of course, the slaves, and acted out whatever. And I think it's a gym class that they did that. So like it was like, come on, you know what I mean? Like first of all,
they had the white kids do what?
I guess chase them.
The fuck?
Yeah. The first thing our history didn't start with slavery. Right. And I'm just like tired of that narrative of like every time it's Black history, it's about slaves. My question is,
was there anything after? Like, what did they say after they had that experience? What did they say to the students?
I don't know, but I know there was like this fake apology letter that the school sent out where they didn't apologize, really. It was kind of like, oh, yeah, this thing happened and it was unfortunate. But there was no like, I'm sorry, the teacher got fired, nothing. It was like, yeah, it happened. It was unfortunate. We didn't think about it. Okay. Like,
they didn't think that would insult the Black students?
That's in this day and age, that's where my concern is. I'm so tired
I feel like
of hearing these stories.
It's ignorance.
I'm so tired of hearing these stories.
They ignorant.
Like, why in this day and age you still doing this nonsense? Huh? Why would you think it's okay to do this with kids? You know what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. It just, I don't know. It just bothers me in that aspect of it. Like, I think it's just too much. But again, it's something that we can sit there and talk about all day, but just running through Black History Month and touching on these topics. But another thing that was hella disturbing to me that I noticed and I picked up or heard about was this Momo suicide challenge.
When you showed me that, when I Googled that thing, first of all, it scared me.
Yeah, like I saw your reaction, and it's freaking creepy as hell. And to me, it's like, how sick can a person be to be messaging something like that to children? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, and that personally bothers me. I got nephews, you know what I'm saying, that are little. And I work in schools. I know, and because I do mental health related work in schools, suicide ideation, suicide attempts, it's a real thing. And they're getting younger and younger, and it's happening more often. So especially with social media out there. Yeah, it's such a real thing. And for someone to be so malicious like that, it's crazy. And I don't know, that just really, it was just sickening to me. It was really bothersome. First, and then second of all, that thing was just disturbing looking. Like, it was creepy. Like, super, super creepy looking.
I don't know, as a child, would you want to sit there and watch that thing?
But kids watch a lot of weird stuff, though.
And my first instinct is to turn it off.
But that's our instinct. You know, kids, the stuff they watch is really weird anyway and creepy.
The first thing I would have done was probably call my mom and like, look, this is...
And it was a mom who found it.
A mom who found it?
A mom, I think she was, I don't know if she was watching something with her kid or something like that, and then it just popped up in between. So that's what was happening. They would insert the challenges or the commands.
Is it the actual program? Is it the channel that does it, or is it?
It's YouTube and YouTube Kids. So no, it was like, I think it was random like shows or whatever that kids will watch on YouTube.
My thing is, YouTube is very. Their company is very like, they look out for stuff like that. They look out for.
But but it takes time. They can't do everything. You know what I mean? And these are people. They're using programming, but then for certain things they're using people to screen. People are, you know, if you don't report certain things, they may not be looking for it. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. You have to report it for them to look. And then I also read the mom said it took, after she reported it, and several people had to report, that it took them like a few days to even get it off.
The YouTube?
That particular show off. Yeah. Off
was it a particular show, or is it just like
that show? Piece, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it was like multiple different things or if it was just that one particular thing.
I know people have control of their channels. They have control of what commercials they put on. But the thing is, it was
on kids YouTube. Like, they were specifically targeting
children.
Kids. Like, what's wrong with people? Like, that's the piece that really just was so bothersome. But anyway, outside of news, though, I took some time to listen to some new albums. I don't know if you heard. So, India Arie had a new album called Worthy. I don't know if you listened to her music, if you really like.
I took a slip of it. I don't like the slip that I heard.
You didn't like it?
The slip that I heard.
What? Do you remember what song you heard?
It was some upbeat song.
Oh, well.
I like the old India Arie.
I actually like these songs. Like,
I could be maybe
biased.
I like the old.
Yeah.
I like the earthy, the sun kiss.
She had a few that was upbeat for
cocoa
sure.
Butter, the beautiful sun.
I think there were some songs that definitely had that vibe and feel. Like, if I didn't like necessarily the beat, some of the beats I would like, I didn't care too much for. Yeah. But the messaging is what I liked. A lot of her songs. She had a lot of nice messaging in her songs, and I appreciate that because I love when I listen to music, I don't just listen to the beat where a lot of people do. I listen to the words and the messaging.
My
beautiful.
first thing when I listen to a song is I first hear the beat, then listen to
That's
the
how
lyrics.
It catches you. Yeah, I get that. But
if the beat is not something I like, I might not want to listen to it unless people tell me, "Oh, go listen to it." Yeah. Then I'll be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go listen to what the words are saying."
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I also heard Solange's new album, When I Get Home.
That I haven't heard, but I did hear that she came out with something new.
I attempted to listen to it. I didn't get through the whole album, but honestly, what I did listen to, I didn't care for. It was a little strange to me.
She's
a lot of the songs that she wasn't saying anything.
When she
really.
first came out, her first album, it was a little strange too, but it was a normal strange. It wasn't like an odd like.
I like her last album. Her last album was soft and earthy and like freeing. I don't know. It felt good.
Like a nice earth breeze.
Yes,
like a breathy.
It felt good. This one, it was like, I don't know where you're going with this. I'm confused.
I had to listen to it to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was another one who felt like this too. So I was just like, oh, okay, so maybe it's not just me. I'm gonna give it a actual listen through, like a full listen through. But that's the thing. I started listening to it, and I thought it was just so weird.
When I first heard her other album's music, I didn't like it.
Me neither.
I started listening to it
Except
more
for the last
like
one.
Don't Touch My Hair. I thought that song was a little odd.
It was at first.
Then I started listening to it, and then the one about she's talking about what she used to get over the pain.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I love that one.
Like she slept around.
Yeah, she tried to sleep it away. Yeah. She tried to sex it away.
Yeah,
I forget the name of that song. But
that grew on me. I actually love that song.
But these songs, I feel like she's not really saying much of anything. So she's not. So you see how she was singing? Oh,
it had a meaning to it.
This song, she's not really doing it. At least the first few I heard. So I was like, what's happening?
I would really have to listen to it to see.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But you were talking about a Bruno Mars song earlier.
Oh, I like that song. Please Me.
Is that a song with Cardi B?
Yeah.
Oh, so I did hear it.
I don't know. In the video, it looked like he grabbed her boob.
Oh, I didn't see the video, but I did hear the song. I like that song too, actually. Cardi's singing in that song, right?
I love Bruno Mars' part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Bruno Mars' part the most. It gives me like a 90s kind of vibe.
Yes, that back and forth kind of. Mm-hmm. Yep. I didn't know this video.
I feel like he's the only. I know he's not black. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are offended that he's
doing culture. He's being a culture vulture.
But he's keeping that part of music alive.
The soulfulness.
Yeah. People can say whatever they want towards me. It's okay.
It's all right.
But I feel like he's out of all the black artists out there, he's the only one that's keeping it alive.
Consistent and.
He's keeping the soul of what really music where it came from alive.
I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm a huge R&B fan, huge,
and I love the '90s sound. The '90s sound is, I feel like, it's the best sound ever.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Absolutely.
I actually love the song, even though he's not saying much in the song. All I keep hearing is "Please me, please me." But the sound is just good. I like it. I like Cardi B's part too.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
And the video was cute. The video was cute.
I'm gonna check that out. I didn't watch the video.
The video was cute, even though he always looked high to me. He always looked like he's on something, but it was cute. I liked it. There was a part, I don't know if anybody else noticed it. It looked like he grabbed her boob, but then he slightly put his hand down.
Oh, I didn't see it, so I can't even comment.
You have to watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I was like, oh, Cardi B let him grab her boob.
I don't know.
But the song is good. I like it. What other song is out there? I like I don't know if it's old or not, but I like the J. Cole's new song.
What song?
Is it Move On?
I love J. Cole so.
It's a new song. I don't remember the name of it. I saw the video the other day. I like.
Yeah, I'm huge. Like, I love his music.
And of course I love the Ariana Grande's new music.
Oh, which one was that one? Then you were talking about the other day. I like Thank You
Next, and I like the one Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. That's probably why that's probably why Jordan Woods was listening to.
I don't know.
When she went to that party.
Cut it out.
What else do I think that's cute right now? Who else? I'm all like Buzz Down.
Oh God, Tatiana.
I like it.
Oh my Lord.
I know it's as hood as in ghetto as it sounds. I like it. He
sounds terrible. Okay.
His rhymes are horrible. Like not catchy, his rhymes, but his flow, the way he drags on the words. It sounds.
It's a catchy song for sure. Like if that comes on, you be you bopping, you dancing, do a little whatever. But it's a terrible song. Like
I listened to other music, I couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to it. It was awful.
Yeah, his delivery is kind of to me.
I don't think it's gonna last that long.
Probably not. But
what's his name?
Have his 5 minutes. I don't even know.
Blueface. I don't think he's gonna last that long.
Like give him his 5 minutes. It's cool.
But the song is hot. I like it. I like the remix with
Cardi.
Cardi B.
I ain't gonna lie. I like that. Yeah. I like how she. I think she made it. She made the song.
And Cardi B, she just grew on people. So she wasn't that great neither when she first started.
Absolutely. Like I can honestly say I did not care for Cardi at all. Her last album, first album, whatever. That album made me a fan, and I respect her grind and her hustle. And now I feel she's like putting out more quality stuff. But she's staying true to herself. What made me
like her more is that, of course, the song. What's the song? Kodak Yellow. Bodak Yellow. That's what really got me towards like really liking to
Somebody
hear
else
her.
said that to me too. Yeah.
And then I started into other stuff. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. Before I wasn't into it, but I realized it's not that bad.
Yeah. No, I loved her.
And the one where she's with Offset, like what's it called?
I don't know the names.
Looking like I caught a lick.
I don't recall.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person.
Yeah, the one with Offset and her. That's what really. Those are the two songs that I really made me want to watch her more.
Yeah, I like her music. I don't follow her or nothing. Like I'm not going that far, but I'll listen to her music for sure. Like she's a bit much for me personality wise, but her music I can definitely support. I wouldn't mind seeing her in a concert either. Like I would actually go and support her.
She's gonna be at BeautyCon.
I heard. Lucky you, huh?
I know. It's not too late to buy a ticket, you know.
Every time I look, I'm not paying.
I think I saw it at 60. I think I saw the Saturday open.
You see, how's it fluctuating like that?
They're probably giving you new tickets.
Okay, well, I would have to check. Or if you see it open, just buy it and then tell me. As long as it's under a certain amount of money. And then I'll just, But I'll go. I want to go. Like, I want to see it. They wouldn't make it that
pricey and not entertain you. I doubt it.
I didn't know that they had entertainment.
They had entertainment. I think Kim is going to be there and some YouTuber is going to be there. Kim Kardashian is going to be there. Oh. I know you don't really care for her.
Yeah, I don't.
So I know there's gonna be as the date get closer, they're gonna tell who's gonna be there. That's what they do. They advertise it first, and then as the date get closer to the date, that's when they start telling you who's gonna be there.
Okay. Again, if you find something,
I asked one of my peoples. You know her. I asked her if she's going. She said she probably is gonna go. She's just looking for the pricing money.
Okay. So just again, tell me. I'll go. I'll check it out. I don't mind doing that. But,
and it's something new. It's not something that's been here for years.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah, I know it's new.
I think it's been out. They've been doing this for 5 years. So this is like as the years get closer, it gets more extravagant.
I'm slowly getting into beauty and makeup things and whatever.
It's fun.
I know you've been into it, so
I've been into it since I was in the womb
and learn in the womb. Sure.
I used to watch my mom put on makeup.
That's true. I guess.
So
yeah. So
get caught
not me
putting on makeup.
Really, so but I'm getting into it. I wouldn't mind. But I mean, even still, it's just a new experience just to see. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind doing that. So. Just to kind of wrap up this segment, I wanted to give a shout out and have you all kind of, if you are interested in following another podcast, but most importantly, listening to this particular episode. So the podcast is called Trapping Anonymous by Chris Styles, and it's on Tidal. But the particular episode I would love you all to listen to is the latest episode, which is called Therapy Anonymous. And in this particular session, one of my homeboys, who I mentioned in the last episode, super amazing, super intelligent, my own personal therapist at times, he actually does an on-air therapy session with the podcast host. So I encourage listening to the episode because it's actually a very powerful episode. It talks about just therapy in the Black community. It talks about just, generational traumas and how, we can navigate them. And I respect Chris Styles for doing this particular episode because he's like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and just talk about therapy and then never actually do it myself and not, be bold enough to. He pretty much put himself out there. So he actually recorded his first session on the podcast and he utilized my homeboy, which I'm super proud of him for, to be his therapist for the session. So please, 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 it's on Tidal. It's called Trapping Anonymous, and the episode name is Therapy Anonymous. Please listen to it, and definitely, drop me a comment or a DM and letting me know what you think when you actually hear it, because I think it was a super, super dope episode. And again, not because it's my homeboy, but I just loved the whole concept of what he was doing. I thought that was super important, especially for our community. So our last piece is our connection corner. And so I want to end off the episode with just a little proverb or a little, not even proverb. I started out with a little affirmation or just a positive word, and I have two of them here. I'm kind of like, I don't know which one I should read, but I think I'm gonna read both of them because I think both of them are super powerful. And so the first one being, be loyal to your future, stop worrying about the past. And that to me was like, oh wow, I think it was simple, straightforward, and to the point. And this one actually popped up after I planned on reading the first one, and it was on my like one of those, the throwback posts, or like X amount of years ago you posted this, and it was something I posted on Facebook, and I just thought it was so applicable. The post reads, whether you pushed me or pulled me, drained me or fueled me, loved me or left me, hurt me or helped me, you are a part of my growth, and no kidding, I thank you. All right, so Miss Shelly, where can people find you?
On Instagram at August_RN. As AUGUST_RN.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Oasis Podcast. I hope you were able to find something that resonated with you on your journey. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and like us on Instagram at the Oasis Podcast. If you have any questions, email us at ajsoasis@gmail.com. Again, that's AAYJAYSOASIS@gmail.com.